Hey, so we're having trouble integrating to the YouTube channel. That's the issue. Oh yeah, I got Wi-Fi. I'm good there. I can't, for whatever reason, I'm having trouble integrating to your YouTube channel. Yeah. So I just sent you a link that you can post on your socials. If that works. Okay. You emailed me a link? Yeah, I just emailed you a link, and then if you post that to your socials, like your Facebook or whatever you got, then people can see that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, Aaron. All right, we are live at the Communiplex in Warman, 13U Division II Women's Final here. In the near court in purple, you got the 13U QCVC Royal Purple, seeded second in Division II, expected to be here 4-0 in the round robin, first in Pool D. They defeated the Weyburn Surge to get here, and they also defeated CVVC in 3 sets. They're taking on the Regina Summit, a little bit of a Cinderella story, you could say, in this contest. The Regina Summit, under head coach Kaylin Gazda, seeded 17th, 7th in Division II, 3-1 in the round robin. In the quarterfinal, they defeated the Yorkton Blitz Crushers, and in the semifinal, they defeated the PA Toppers on Fuego in a couple sets as well. It's Ryan Schweitzer from the Warman Communiplex. Great to be here with you today. As side out for the Summit in red, based out of Regina. Triple ball play, coach induces play. Summit, nice passing, and sent over the net by Leah Olson. Good contact there. 3 hits to clear for QCVC. A nice little rally here between these two teams as that's passed over the net by Tessa Chicoine. And now QCVC from the left. Nice dig there. Good job by Everly LaFontaine. And QCVC unable to reply. It'll be a point for the Regina Summit, who have taken a 2-point lead here, 8-6. They lead QCVC. Triple ball, coach induces play. Nice first pass there in the set. And they try to get the hit to 3, and a nice job there by Gabriella Sellinger off the block and out of bounds. Point QCVC. They narrow the lead to within 1. It is 8-7. Serving now for the Regina Summit will be Scarlett Jackson. Jackson, nice first pass, sent over the net. And now QCVC will try and reply in 3 hits. Sellinger tips it over the net. Waiting there is the Regina Summit, who send it right back. Left-handed shot there by QCVC, Nora Sendeski. And passed over the net. Nice play there. And Sellinger again. Big swing from Sellinger, but dug nicely there by the Regina Summit's Tessa Chicoine again. And no reply from QCVC after the Regina Summit's able to get it over the net, and they get a point. And the Regina Summit, that Cinderella story. Seeded 7th in Division II, but here in the Div 2 final. And they now have a 9-7 lead here. QCVC, though, oh, nice dig. That was dug nicely by the Summit's Jasmine Bernauer. Good play by her. And sent over the net, pushed to the back of the court. Is that in bounds? And now the Summit, after the triple ball toss, passed over the net to a waiting QCVC. Left-handed swing again from Nora Sandeski. She looks to be a presence in the middle and a big reason the QCVC team is in this final here. Nice set there. Sellinger this time. Nice job by QCVC's Jayla Bone. The big swingers always get credit for a job well done, but they need it set up for them, and Bone's done a good job of setting up her teammates. QCVC in this 9-9 tie thus far, first set here, and the aforementioned Bone to serve. Fires that ball over the net to a waiting Regina Summit. And pushed to the back of the court there. Nice swing by Teal McCauley. Good fundamentals here between these 13U girls in this final here from the Warman Communiplex. A little bit of a miscommunication there between the two teammates from QCVC, and the Summit's going to get a point out of this one. They lead 10-9 in what's been a very back-and-forth contest here in this Div 2 final. Triple ball, tossed in, punched over the net. Bone waiting there. And Sellinger after the set from Sandeski. Good rally between these two teams. This is going to be a competitive Div 2 final. Sent over the net, reaching back and managing to get it over the net for the Summit is Leah Olson. Olson now Tips it over to a waiting Bone. Sandusky almost runs out of room, and Sellinger over the net in 3. And a good heads-up play by Sellinger, passing that over the net, finding some vacant court, recognizing where she was. And we are all tied up at 10 here. Now the Summit to serve. Leah Olson. Good contest thus far. We're in the Div 2 finals here. Someone's leaving with a gold. Team's always a little apprehensive. Feeling out process. A serve with some wild spin sent over the net by Olson. Just clearing the tape. QCVC unable to properly negotiate that. And it's going to be a point for the Regina Summit. QCVC awaiting the triple ball toss. Sandusky, Sellinger, good swing by Sellinger, dug nicely. Sellinger's going to push it to the back of the court. Summit waiting for that. Pushed over the net, sent back to the court there. Out of bounds. Tessa Chicoine looking to go deep, but just a bit too much gusto on that swing. And now Summit waiting on the toss there, and that is sent to the nearby adjacent court. A lot of excitement here in this 13U Div 2 final. QCVC and the Regina Summit. All Regina matchup here. Queen City Volleyball Club taking on their crosstown rivals, so to speak. Good hard serve there. And wow, Nora Sandusky. Sandusky can put a hurtin' on a volleyball as she serves an ace and gets her team a point in this tight contest. But a nice swing there and a good response from the Summit as Jasmine Bernauer, who's had a strong game, finds some vacant court and deposits that hard into the opposition territory. 14-12, QCVC leading the Regina Summit. Tipped over the net to a waiting Regina Summit. They're chasing this one, and they managed to recover and send it over in 3. QCVC passed over the net by Kira Herman. And a little bit of a miscommunication in the QCVC court there. Gets the Regina Summit a point. And they are going to lead it, or they still trail 14-13 here. Summit to serve, Teal McCauley. McCauley. Nice serve. Played by Peyton Boswell-Scholler on first contact there. And sent over the net by the Regina Summit. QCVC going for 3 here. Nice swing there. Good dig by the Summit. And push to the back of the court. Regina takes. That is the correct call as that ball sails through the back of the court. And 15-14 now QCVC leads this one. Nice play by Bone. She's had a strong game thus far. Helped over the net by Peyton Boswell-Scholler. Swung there by QCVC. Bone. Gabriella Sellinger and Boswell-Scholler. Nice 3 hits there. Bone at the net. Oh, swung on and deposited hard in the opposition court. Jasmine Bernauer buries another point for the Regina Summit in red. Great contest here in the first set between these two squads. Nice hit there as that's sent over the net by Everly LaFontaine. Pushed to the back of the court. Regina QCVC able to get it back over. And now the teams pass it back and forth, and unable to corral that stray is Gabriella Sellinger as that ball careened towards the adjacent court. 15-15, two teams going at it here as advertised. Nice play there, good first pass by the Summit Scarlett Jackson. Tipped over the net, good heads-up play there by Kira Herman. However, a good job of reading that. The Regina Summit in the backcourt there. Big swing from Peyton Boswell-Scholler as she buries that ball hard in the Summit court, and that should fire up the QCVC purple squad there. Lead at 16-15 here. Sent over the net by the Summit. Calling loudly for that is QCVC Kira Herman, but just kind of running out of time and space there was Peyton Boswell-Scholler. Triple ball tossed in. Nice first pass. and pushed to the back of the court. Good dig there by Scarlett Jackson. She's patrolled that back corner well. She passes it. Good set by Tessa Chicoine, and a nice swing by Everly LaFontaine. 3 hits and whammo. The Regina Summit get a point. Back and forth we go. The red team now with a 1-point lead, 17-16. And QCVC is just going to call a quick timeout here and try and settle things down. A little strategizing here. QCVC's coaching staff, Ryan and Sherilyn Bone, having a conversation with the troops here in the near court. He's got the clipboard out, doing a little bit of strategizing. Far court, Kaylin Gazda and Jen Lockwood, the coaching staff for the 13U Regina Summit. They have to be real happy with how this weekend has gone. 7th seed in Division 2 and advancing to this Div 2 final. You got to think QCVC Royal Purple 4-0 in the round robin. The favorite coming into this final, but it is the Summit in red with a 17-16 lead, and prep to serve is Tessa Chicoine. She'll take a turn in triple ball rules. Play is induced. Chicoine over the net. High pass by Julia Ruth. And Ruth right back to her as she passes it over the net to a waiting Summit squad. 3 hits they'll take. They'll send it just over the net where Ruth is waiting again. Couple touches for Ruth here, this one. And she'll push it to the back of the court where Teal McCauley is waiting. Nice dig there, back court by QCVC. Sent over in 1 touch by the Summit. And 3 passes. Peyton Boswell-Scholler sends it over. Boswell-Scholler at the net, big presence there. Deposits it back in the court, but the Summit able to find a vacant spot. Everly LaFontaine, I believe it was. Good heads-up play. Scarlett Jackson at the net as well, being a presence. And it's 18-16 for the Summit. Push to the back of the court. Summit waiting. And helped over the net. Nice dig there. Nora Sandusky, who's had a strong game. And QCVC end up getting the point after that nice dig. It's 18-17. Big swing at the net, and once again, Everly LaFontaine has been getting some good swings on the ball. Just great contact right in the middle there. And no response from QCVC. You could see LaFontaine all the way from up here. Her pupils dilating, getting ready to lower the boom on that offering. And now serving for QCVC is Kiara Herman. Herman, a strong game at the net, now playing back row. Boswell-Scholler, she's had a few good hits. That time she sets up her teammate. And that's sent over the net by Julia Ruth. And that's off QCVC personnel at the net. And the Summit get a point, 20-17. Pulling away a little bit here as the Summit coach induces play. And another big swing by Scarlett Jackson as this first set has gone deeper. Jackson has seemingly gotten stronger, playing with confidence, seeing the ball well, being where she needs to be to make those big swings. And her team now up by 4. And the Regina Summit still a ways to go, 4 points. And the referee not liking the contact there by the Regina Summit, and that's going to be a QCVC point here as they look for a spark and a way to try to narrow the gap in this first set and avoid, I would say, a first set upset here. Summit to serve, Jasmine Bernauer. Strong first set to her, helping her team to this 3-point lead, 21-18. Bernauer, oh, that serve had some heat on it, but just unable to clear the net, and that'll be a point QCVC as they try and claw back into this one, now trailing by 2. Nice pass. Boswell-Scholler, and a great job at the net. Good heads-up play by Jada Bone. She's had a strong game. Just tips that over, and QCVC, coming back in this first set, now just trailing by 1. And you have to think that in a game where momentum is so important, it may be on the purple side. Good heads-up play there by Boswell-Scholler to punch that over the net to the back of the court. The Summit responds. Boswell-Scholler, and tipped over the net. Good defense there by the Summit, though, where they needed to be. Boswell-Scholler, she's had some swings, but she's going to set up Bone this time. Bit of a role reversal. Dug by the Summit. And Boswell-Scholler Tips that to Ruth, who pushes into the opposition court. Now the Summit, over in 3. Did that make contact? And that was in. Nice play at the net. And 22-20 after a nice little rally between these two squads. Oh, we're having fun out there in this one. Peyton Boswell-Scholer's going to serve now. Hammers that over the net. And off of personnel, careening through the court. And if this first set is any indication, we're going to have us a heck of a Div 2 final here. Oh. Looked like a stray volleyball was making its way to the court, so we'll do the double thumbs up from the referee and play this point over again. Triple ball. Coach tosses to teammates. They'll look for a swing here. Push to the back of the court after the swing from Scarlett Jackson. And a good take by QCVC. 22-22. You get the feeling that 25 might not be enough in this opening set here between these two teams. Way things are going, I would think so. Good heads-up play at the net. You love to see it from Everly LaFontaine. She's had some good swings, but that time she saw some vacant court right near the net, tipping it over. Heads-up point for the Regina Summit. 23-22, they lead it, and it looks like QCVC is going to want to call a timeout here, with the Summit maybe ensnaring a bit of momentum. Thank you very much for joining us today. We wanted to be live on the YouTube channel. And we hope you found us through the Sask Volleyball social media here. It's Ryan Schweitzer at the Warman Communiplex. Sunday afternoon of volleyball. Love this time of year, April, when the Hank Rise Soccer Center in Saskatoon fills up, as well as this amazing Communiplex here in Warman with teams from across the province. Both these teams will be going back to Regina after this one. One with gold, one with silver in this Div 2. Also after this, we're going to have the Division 1 final, the Battleford BVC Impact taking on the 13U Huskies Premier Squad in the Div 1 final. Service ace from the Regina Summit, Everly LaFontaine. Right in the middle of the court. Oh, that was a nice serve by LaFontaine, who's had a very, very strong game here in set number 1. QCVC looks to reply, dug by LaFontaine, sent over the net, and just missing. It was a good heads-up play by Leah Olson, but just about a foot out of bounds. 23-24, Summit could win it if they can get a point here. This first set, pushed over the net, and that is in, and the Summit take it. Teal McCauley with a nice heads-up play, pushing that to the back of the court. And the Cinderella Summit from Regina takes round 1, the first set here in this 13U girls Div 2 final. We'll be back with set number 2 shortly. This is Sask Volleyball 13U girls Division 2 finals from the Communiplex in Warman. And welcome back to the Communiplex in Warman. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the action. This is 13U Division II Gold Medal Finals. The All-Regina matchup. The Regina Summit in the near court with the red jerseys taking on the QCVC Royal Purple. The Royal Purple, call them the favorites in this one, but the Regina Summit kind of ignoring their seeding. 7th in Division II, yet playing for a gold, and they lead 1-0. They'll try and lock it down here. However, a good start by QCVC as the ball pinballed through their court, and they were able to help it over the net. Triple ball rules. QCVC coach offers it to a waiting Macy Lloyd, who ends up setting up Heidi Vandermeer and pushing it over and bumping it over, or pardon me, passing it to her teammate Vanderweer as Peyton Boswell-Scholler. And QCVC, the favorite coming into this one, out to a good start here as they lead 2-0. Triple ball rules, Summit play it. Michaela DePaula. First contact there, good swing by Tessa Chicoine. And Chicoine, who was a bit of a presence in game number 1, that first set victory, ends up burying in the opposition court. And that narrows the QCVC lead to 1 here. Back to serve, Peyton Boswell-Scholler. Good hard serve. Boswell-Scholler can hit a volleyball, whether it's serving or at the net. And no answer from the Summit. Triple ball rules here so that they can master the fundamentals better, so you don't have girls going on serving runs like they did beforehand. Good heads-up play at the net there by Heidi Vandermeer. She sat out round 1, and she's already been a factor here in this second set here. As triple ball toss to a waiting QCVC. Sent over the net by Vandermeer. Summit in 3. Chicoine hammers that over the net. Nice pass by QCVC and pushed back to the court by Vandermeer. Michaela DePaula waiting for that one. Bit of a rally here between these two teams. And Boswell-Scholler, she doesn't make many mistakes, and she was able to get that ball over on third contact from the middle court. And no answer that time, as that ball ends up careening to the back of the court, sent out of bounds. And QCVC settling down a little bit in set 2 after they dropped that set 1 to the Regina Summit. And they have a 4-point lead. It is 5-1 for the Royal Purple. And that's hammered into the net. Tough point to give up, and so far early in this set, and momentum can change so many times over the course of a set, but momentum is a potent thing to have in this sport, and right now QCVC has it. As that's sent over the net, Chicoine. And passed over by Everly LaFontaine. LaFontaine with a very, very strong first set. She passes that, gets up, and off the tape, and the Summit unable to reply in 4. And everything's coming up purple here in set number 2 as it's a 7-1 lead for QCVC. Summit, Chicoine. LaFontaine pushed over the net. Good dig. Sent over the net. They battle at the net. Vanderweer. And tip back over, and a good job by Tessa Chicoine at the net. Looking to ensnare some momentum for the red team. And they get a point. It'll be 7 serving 2 in these triple ball rules. Sarah Rockabar. Or pardon me, that's Heidi Vanderweer. Nope, that's Rockabar. My eyes having a tough time differentiating between 12 and 13 on the purple team, but Rockabar with that serve. And point QCVC, Rockabar's team. Summit get it over in 3 after the triple ball toss. Pushed to the back of the court by Ainsley Park. Rockabar, Vanderweer. Park pushes that to the back. Oh, and that's great heads-up play as she finds some vacant court. And a good job at the net to push that to the back by QCVC where there wasn't any red team personnel. And it'll be 9-2 QCVC. Boswell-Scholler. Vanderweer And pushed to the back of the court by QCVC. LaFontaine with a good swing there. Dug nicely by Rockabar. Good defense here by QCVC. Pushed to the back of the court on the third hit, and that ball is going to careen out of control. And QCVC with a point. They lead 10-2. Really good job of responding here by QCVC in this second set. After a back and forth contest in the first one that was won by the Summit, and QCVC cruising here as they lead by 8 here. Summit coaching staff trying to settle down the team here. Kaylin Gazda, Jan Lockwood. You can kind of see they're going through some calming exercises there. Just remember what got you here, girls. Deep breaths, play loose. Sensing some tension in her team. And you don't have to be an expert in body language to understand the message that coach is sending to the platoon here. And look at that, keeping it loose. Love to see it. You're darn right they want to win this one, but they're going to have fun regardless. And now the Summit will serve. Tessa Chicoine. Nice serve. Oh. And no reply from the normally defensively sound QCVC. And that'll be a point Summit. Coach's point. First point after the timeout. Rockabar. And hit hard at the net by Ainsley Park. And after Park put that in the opposition court, Summit, tough time replying. And it's an 11-3 lead for QCVC. Summit, first pass. LaFontaine pushes it to the back of the court. Boswell Scholler chasing after that one. And a good job by the Summit triple ball to use their 3 hits and park it in the opposition territory with a hard-to-return offering. Point Summit, 11-4. They trail it, QCVC, with a 7-point lead. Royal Purple, Heidi Vandermeer. Good serve. And a good job by Chicoine as that one pinballed off a few Summit players, and Chicoine from the back of the court able to get it over the net. Good take by the Summit. No one makes any contact with that swing that sailed through the back of the court. Point red. They trail by 6, 11-5. Feel as though the Summit may have got a little bit of momentum after that timeout. And yeah, they get another point. Everly LaFontaine, who's been a big reason why the Summit's playing in this final. She had a strong set 1. She's had a strong weekend. And no answer on that swing from LaFontaine. QCVC with an opportunity. Nice dig by the Summit, Eden Dulong. And sent over the net by Michaela DePaula. Chicoine. Austin Coyle. Sarah Austin Coyle set that one up for LaFontaine. And now Austin Coyle going to work with LaFontaine again. Big swing, LaFontaine. And 15 red is going to be problematic up the middle for the QCVC Royal Purple yet again. And the Summit narrowing the deficit to 4 here. Sarah Austin Coyle to serve. And that'll be a point QCVC. Triple ball toss heads in. Push to the back of the court by Sarah Rockabar, and a good heads-up play at the net. Rockabar finding a good spot and increasing her team's lead to 6 now, 13-7. Summit send it over the net. Michaela DePaula, third touch there. And a good job to push that to the back of the court by QCVC's Macy Lloyd wearing number 11. Lloyd's had a couple good heads-up plays at the net in the last few sequences. QCVC trailing 1-0 here. However, they lead by 7 here in set number 2 here at the Warman Communiplex. Served there by Ainsley Park. Back of the court, the Summit. They're going to have to forearm pass it over on the third hit as they couldn't get that one near the net. And QCVC replying. Dixie Goodbrand. And Goodbrand again. Nice pass to Lloyd. And sent over the net by Boswell Scholler. All right, let's have a rally here between these two teams. No, Boswell Scholler getting it over the net, and the Summit unable to reply. And everything coming up purple here in this second set after that first set win by the Summit. LaFontaine setting up DePaula, and DePaula bearing it in the opposition court. QCVC unable to reply. And it's 15-8. Boswell Scholler pushes that mid-court. Sent over the net, LaFontaine. Good job of returning that by Lloyd. LaFontaine to Paula. Sends that over the net. Pushed back by QCVC, Dixie Goodbrand. She's had a few good touches here in this second set. QCVC, though, unable to clear the net in 3. As running out of time and space to maneuver is the front row personnel there, and that's going to be a point for the Summit. 15-9 they trail. The deficit is 6. Everly LaFontaine. Nice serve by LaFontaine. And sent over the net by Goodbrand for QCVC. Michaela DePaula setting up her teammate who pushes it over the net. And pushed over by Boswell Scholler. Summit. And passed over the net by Camilla Powers, wearing 12. Boswell Scholler chasing that down. And unable to get that ball over the net in 4 is QCVC. That'll be a point red. Clawing their way back into this one is the Summit. Triple ball. Goodbrand pushes it to the back of the court. And the Summit, Sarah Austin Coyle, wise to take on that offering that was pushed to the back. And now the deficit just 4 for the Summit. And they'll have the advantage to get a point here as triple ball rules have the opportunity to do 3 here after the pass from the coach. Eden Dulong tipping that over the net. And Dulong, no reply after it was sent over in 3. 21 red. Eden Dulong puts a punctuation on that point. And yeah, sensing that momentum may be shifting a little bit. QCVC wise to call a timeout. Ryan and Sherilyn Bone are going to try and settle down their girls now as we see a conversation happening. Far court. QCVC, I believe, led by 7, but that lead a lot less comfortable right now at 3, and you could kind of sense the momentum shift to the Summit. And the coach's Bone trying to snuff out that momentum shift. Summit ready to go here. It'll be a QCVC Royal Purple serve, Sarah Rockabar. Wearing 13, or pardon me, that was Macy Lloyd. In any event, just off the side of the forearm and careening into the net. Scarlett Austin Coyle, Michaela DePaula, and sent over the net by Camilla Powers. Out of bounds, QCVC now with a 16-13 lead. QCVC. Oh, over in 2 and double contact there at the net. And that'll be a point for the Purple squad. And they're trying to build up that lead again. 17-13 is where we sit now. Michaela DePaula set to serve. Lefty. DePaula. Oh, and between 2 players, inbounds. Service ace. And once again, the deficit 3. The Summit hanging around here. haven't really had a lead in this second set, but they're not letting QCVC pull away too much as Sarah Rockabar with a good heads-up play at the net, finding some vacant court and getting her team a point. 18-14 they lead. Big swing by Chicoine, and Chicoine, you could tell she wanted that spot. No purple personnel there. And 24 red, Tessa Chicoine, who's had a strong game, depositing that volleyball hard into the opposition court. Dixie Goodbrand to serve now. And again, the Summit keeping that deficit to within 3. They got to start making a little bit of hay while the sun shines here, though. They're wise to take as the serve sails through the back of the court. Triple ball pass and chasing after it, and the Summit, they would have wanted that opportunity, but just unable to pass it over in 3. And QCVC get that field goal lead back here, 19-16. Boswell Scholler setting up Rockabar. Rockabar with a big swing, but the Summit able to reply and pass it over the net in 3. Tessa Chicoine with the pass, and it's going to be a point QCVC. Referee not liking the contact at the net there, made by the red side. And QCVC with their 4-point lead back. Set to serve is Eden Dulong. Dulong, mid-court, nice serve as that handcuffed the opposition a little bit. And once again, the Summit sticking around here. First pass and pushed over the net. Waiting for that was DePaula and sent over the net by Chicoine. Oh, a little bit of a you get it, no you get it, but QCVC manages to compensate, get it over the net. And you got to be good to be lucky. And after that ball was sent over in a little bit of a hurry, the Summit unable to reply. 21-17, the lead QCVC. Chicoine pushes that to the back of the court, inbounds, and the Summit again sticking around here, keeping that deficit to within a field goal, as we say. Peyton Boswell Scholler. PBS. Oh, that's a tough serve to return. All kinds of spin on it, high velocity just over the tape, but the Summit are going to manage to send it back in 3 to a waiting Boswell Scholler. Big swing at the net. Doug sent back over. And with a nice reflex play, Eden Dulong, backcourt. Off the forearms and into the opposition court. Good heads-up play by Dulong, and now the Summit, Michaela DePaula. And Chicoine pushes it over after Camilla Powers had to dive off the pass. Nice play by DePaula. Dulong passes it over the net. QCVC trying to set up the big swing here. Nice dig sent over. Setting up another big swing. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication there. No one behind her. And how about that? The Summit clawing back, now within 1. Maybe a little bit of tension on that QCVC side. They pass it over in 3. Chicoine pushes it to the back of the court. QCVC clears in 3 at the net, trying to set up a big swing here. And that is passed over the net by Heidi Vandermeer. And that's going to be a point QCVC. They lead by a deuce here, as the Summit unable to make contact within the rules to get that over the net. Summit to serve, though. That's the thing with this triple ball. Real exciting. You get a point, but the opposition still ends up serving in a lot of cases. Camilla Powers pushes it to the back of the court, and that's off of QCVC personnel. Service ace from Powers when they needed her. And again, 22-21. It was a first set win for the Summit in red. They've trailed most of this one, but they've managed to claw back and make it a very, very, very close second set here. Chicoine, and pushed over the net by Austin Coyle. And QCVC sends it over. Austin Coyle passes it back over for the Summit. And a you get it, no you get it ends up being a point for the Summit. And wow, you have to think that they're in the driver's seat now. trailing by as much as 7. It's 22-22 here in this second set. Chicoine. LaFontaine off the block. Good job by LaFontaine to recover. Push to the back of the court. And an attempt at a dig there by Eden Dulong. Did the best that she could. 23-22 QCVC. And timeout called. What a second set between these two teams. And credit the character of the Regina Summit here. QCVC, we know that they're a very, very good program, taking nothing away from the Summit as well, but QCVC, you often hear that name in the final of these Sask Cups. But the Summit, after a really slow start in this second set, they called a wise timeout. You could see their coach really, really encouraging the girls, just telling them to loosen up, have fun, really, really keeping it light down there. That's the thing with being a coach, and I think that's what separates the good ones from the rest is the really good coaches, they know when to crack the whip, but they know when to just tell the team to settle down, have fun out there. That's not just applying to volleyball, that's pretty much anything, and it's not just applying to women's sports. That's what makes the difference with a lot of coaches. When to be the taskmaster and when to have a smile on your face. And the smile approach working for the Summit here as they've clawed back. However, QCVC, they've got some skill and double contact called there. And now, QCVC, a point of evening up this best of 3 here in the race to 25. And that's pushed to the back of the court, and QCVC is going to take set 2. Oh, that was a fun one. There were some ups and some downs on both sides. I really, really credit the character of the Regina Summit. They were down, but they weren't out. They battled back, but QCVC, as they tend to do, they were undefeated in round-robin play. They've been a bit of a juggernaut this weekend in this tournament, and they managed to fight back. And a third set race to 15 is going to be necessary here at the Communiplex in Warman. All right, who's up for a third set race to 15? Great competitive game between the Regina Summit and the QCVC Royal Purple here at the Warman Home Center Communiplex. Triple ball rules, Tessa Chicoine. She's been on the court for every moment of this contest for the Summit here in the Div 2 finals. Had a strong game. She serves. QCVC replies in 3. LaFontaine. And hammered over the net by Scarlett Jackson. And replying is QCVC, pushed to the back of the court where the Summit are waiting. LaFontaine tips it over the net. Oh, they're wise to that, as that was sent over the net by Boswell Scholler, who's had a strong game for QCVC. LaFontaine, big swing! And the first point in this third set, race to 15, goes to the Summit. Crosstown rivals, the Summit and QCVC, both out of Regina. One of these teams will have a drive home with 13U Div 2 gold. Pushed to the back of the court by the Summit. Gathering that one in out-of-bounds territory is Leah Olson, and pushed over the net by LaFontaine, sent to the back of the court. Gabriella Sellinger waiting there. And a good rally now between these two teams. Sellinger at the net. And LaFontaine, a little bit of a miscommunication there. Jackson and LaFontaine bumping into each other. And 1-1 the score here. Oh, there's tension in this final. Big swing, LaFontaine. Great dig there by Dixie Goodbrand. And Goodbrand, middle back row, has been solid. And a point for the Summit. They are fired up. 2-2. Triple ball played by the Summit. Drilled over the net. Nice play there by Goodbrand. Boswell Scholler. And unable to clear the net. Three. Hammered to the back of the court. Is that inbounds? No, it's going to be a point QCVC. They were wise to take a high velocity serve that didn't clear the tape by much. You'd have to think the instinct would be to try and play that one, but QCVC wise to hold off and push to the back of the court. Chicoine able to get it. And pushed over the net, however, that's not going to stay within the boundaries. And 4-4 the score as these teams trade points here in this final. And pushed over the net by the Summit. QCVC waiting. And Jay LeBone sends that over the net and unable to track down that stray, or the Summit. Point QCVC. 5-4, they lead. Getting set to serve is Gabriella Sellinger, and a timeout going to be called here. Sensing a little bit of momentum shifting, the Summit. Gather the troops. 6 serving 3 the score. Or 6-3 QCVC the score. High stakes final here. You just love this competition. Two teams evenly matched. Both giving it their all. Both really, really wanting this one. QCVC will serve. Gabriella Sellinger. Sent over the net by the Summit. And pushed to the back of the court. And a bit of a miscommunication there between these squads. QCVC sent over the net. And referee not liking the contact there. And sent over. Nice play there by QCVC. Tipped over the net, Summit waiting. Pushed back over. Big swing, nice dig. Sent over, through the court, point Summit. And 7-7 the score. And they'll switch sides here at the halfway point. 8-7 is where we find ourselves. And you have to wonder if 15 is going to be enough here, the way these two teams are trading bombs in this, for lack of a better term, heavyweight tilt here. I think we had a power hiccup. 9-9 the score here. Summit serving. Scarlett Jackson. 10-9. Ball sent over the net. And a big swing there. However, that's going to be through the court and out. 10-10, Summit and QCVC. Sent over the net. Summit waiting for it. Nice play there by LaFontaine. Chicoine putting it over the net. And pushed to the back of the court by QCVC's Sarah Rockabar. Or pardon me, that was number 12, Heidi Vanderwer. And point Summit. 11-10 is the score. It'll be QCVC serving. Nora Sandusky sent over the net, and no reply from the Summit, and back and forth we go. 11-11 the score. Coach tosses in for triple ball. LaFontaine. Bump, set, spike, out of bounds though, and that'll be a point QCVC. 12-11. And sent over by good play at the net, Boswell Scholler. Another heads-up play by 28 Purple. And the Summit to serve now. Leah Olson. Olson. Her team down by a couple. Nice serve by Olson. And Chicoine tips it over. Waiting for that's Bone. Boswell Scholler, and with a nice setup there for Julia Ruth. And that's going to be a point Summit. Referee not liking the contact. And 12-13. Nice play there, Bone. Battling at the net, however, underneath the net was one of the QCVC players. And that's going to be a point Summit, 13-13. Coach tossing the ball over the net. Nice play there, big swing, and out of bounds, just through. Nobody making any contact on the QCVC side. And now QCVC serving, Heidi Vandermeer. And a timeout is going to be called here by the Summit. Div 2 gold on the line here at the Legends, or pardon me, the facility formerly known as the Legends Center, now the Warman Home Center Communiplex. Glad to be here today. QCVC to serve, Heidi Vandermeer in this close final. Passed over the net. Summit waiting. Trying to set up 3 hits. Sent over the net by Chicoine. And pushed to the back of the court aggressively by Boswell Scholler, and no response. And that will be the ball game. QCVC with a competitive win here in the Div 2 final. They win the Battle of Regina, 15-13 in the third set. Tears on both sides of the court for different reasons. What a contest here between these two Regina-based squads. QCVC ends up taking it in the third set, 15-13. How about the Summit Volleyball Club, though? They just did a great job this weekend. 3-1 in the round robin. Seeded 7th. But they ignored that seeding in Div 2, and they found their way to the finals and gave us a great competitive matchup here. But it's going to be a happy ride home for QCVC to Regina as they take this one 15-13 in the third set.